All right. Showing you off to the professor. Say hello. And now we're going to go ahead and do the speech. We have all heard the old adage that sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us. When I was a kid, I heard that said a lot, usually on the playground when another kid said something mean. But as I'm an adult, I don't really hear other adults say it. And the reason is because that's a lie. The truth of the matter is words do hurt. Words do affect us. In fact, unkind words and unkind actions, or just unkindness in general, has a way of going right beyond the physical and right into our emotional and our psychological being. It affects our happiness. It affects how we see things around us. It even affects how we see ourselves. We may decide that we don't want to get up one morning, just stay in bed. I've been there. We may get severely depressed. We may feel lonely. It's like nobody understands. Nobody understands where I'm at, what I'm feeling. But the sad truth is that when you feel that way, you're not alone in feeling alone. Kaiser Family Foundation did a survey, and they found that 1 in 5 adults feel lonely. And they asked them what that loneliness does to them. They said, well, it affects my mental being, it affects my physical, it affects my ability to be able to have a relationship and my ability to do my job. And the last one here, 31% of them said that loneliness causes them to have thoughts of harm. And I know thoughts of harm could mean a lot of different things, but one of those things I know is suicide. And it breaks my heart. And it does make me very sad to think about, just because of loneliness, that someone would do that. And you may be asking, well, why are you telling me this? Why are you going over this with us? Well, like we mentioned above, we know what unkindness does. We know how it makes us feel like death. But when we have kindness given to us, it gives us life. I know that there's been many times in my life where I felt like throwing in the towel and just giving up. And then somebody comes along and they say something encouraging or kind. And next thing you know, I feel alive. I feel like I can take on the world. And what I've realized is that going through and researching it, that is not just hyperbole, is not made up in my head. This is actual science. PubMed did an experiment where they sent out to people cards that had a kind message written on it. And then they followed up with those people that received that kind card, and they asked them how it made them feel, and they did research, and they said, well, the people that received the kind card, it made them happier. It made them feel like they weren't alone. It made it so they were less depressed. It made it so their well-being was better. It changed a lot of things from just one card with kindness on it. It was able to change a person's perspective in their life at that moment. And it doesn't even stop there. I mean, kindness is so amazing that it even affects the person that gives it to people. There's times where, you go and you give kindness to somebody. Have you ever noticed that you kind of feel good afterwards? That you feel like, hey, that was kind of nice. Well, there's a reason for it. Harvard had done a study, and they said that people that are kind to people, not only do they get the happiness and the joy, but their blood pressure drops. The cortisone, which is your stress hormone, that drops. And they even said that if you're somebody that, there's a tie to volunteering, like volunteerism. If you do that you're pretty much going to have a longer life, that there's a direct link to it. Being kind is very powerful, and it does a lot more than we could ever think. It even affects the society around us. The Psychiatric Association said that if more people are kind to each other, that it would change the community around them. They said that if people were kind and it spread and it would cause other people to be kind to each other. And it would cause it so that your community has got more compassion, your community feels less alone, your community has, a better sense of happiness. And you're like, well, why is that? How come? Well, it's because of a thing called the ripple effect. Dr. David Hamilton, he drew this little sketch here. It's got some little stick figures. He said if one person's kind to 5 people, it's going to make them want to be kind to people. And if those 5 people each are kind to 5 more people, well, that's 25 people. And he said, well, if those 25 people decide to be kind and say, that was great, I'm going to be kind to somebody, and they go, each one finds 5 other people, well, now you got 125 people that are affected from one person. One person was able to touch 125 people with a simple act of kindness. The truth is we all know what it's like to be depressed. We all know what it's like to feel alone. Some of us maybe even know what it's like not to want to live anymore. But to have someone, only to have someone come in and speak to you and give you the kindness that you need, the life that you need at that moment to continue on. We all can make a difference. You all have value. But we don't share that with everybody. And so my plea to everybody that'll listen is that we would be kind to somebody, one person a day. Not do it haphazardly, but do it with all our being. Be kind to one person a day. Pick someone out that's special. Give them, just be kind to them. It doesn't have to be a big kindness, it can be small. But put thought into it and put heart into it. You never know that your act of kindness is going to do. You might give that person hope. You might give that person happiness. And you might give that person a reason to live. It just takes one act of kindness.